The human body literally glows,
Like Bruce Lee.
emitting a visible light in extremely small quantities at levels that rise and fall with the day.
Spiritual tools.
Past research has shown that the body emits visible light 1,000 times less intense than the levels which can be seen with the naked eye. In fact, virtually all living creatures emit very weak light.
So what is a subtle body, and is it something separate from the physical body? For those of you who follow my page, you already know my answer. It's no, it's not separate. But I'll give a few analogies and examples to kind of make it clear how it's not necessarily two things, and just what the subtle body is and what's happening. So I guess for the first example, look at it like when a cat sees a bird up in a tree, or some kind of animal, and it's about to make that move. It's sitting there with its feet, and it's kind of like prepping like it's about to jump. Its mouth's kind of opening. It's not really making a full bite. It's just kind of like it's visualizing what's about to happen. The subtleness, the subtle body is exercising this before it has to happen physically. And we have to keep in mind that from this example, like how in a dream, awareness is the whole, right? It's everything, and you are awareness. So what that cat is doing, instead of so much just deeply identifying with the body, it's more so with the subtle body, just awareness itself, which is still aware of what's about to happen. There's just no deep identification with the body. So the cat is more with this plasticity, I guess you could say, that the awareness is. It's not necessarily a limitation. So it can exercise this move in awareness and imagination, if you will, first, before having to, with the body, perform this action. Keeping in mind that in the imagination, the sensation that you feel from imagining this act happening first is still real in that sense to the subtle body, to awareness, right? And sensations you're still feeling. So it's a practicing of it. Even with some sensation, you can get sensation from this visualization of what's about to happen. Keeping in mind, like with the dream analogy though, that awareness and the body are not two separate things. The body arises in awareness, like how an image on the TV screen arises from the TV screen. They aren't two separate things. So the subtle body is just pretty much relaxing back as awareness into plasticity, that openness, and visualizing that act. Almost creating a kind of muscle memory before you have to perform it. Athletes will do this as well. Sometimes musicians, artists. So it's not that the subtle body is separate from the physical body. It's just when you're no longer identifying with the body and you're more so with awareness, this openness. And I guess you could call it the energy body, right? Because like some other videos, we talk about how energy is awareness. It's just from a second person perspective of itself. We conceptualize it as energy. So the body and the subtle body are both the same one energy, the same one awareness. It's just a matter of whether you're deeply identifying with the body, which creates limitation, or the illusion of limitation. So then when you go to perform this act, if you're more so a mind instead of just awareness, because the mind can't know things like awareness can. Just like a computer, you can put into it the weather, how to calculate things, but it doesn't know what the weather is. It doesn't understand meaning in that way. So if you're with awareness and you're performing this act, it is more precise and clear. But if you're more with just the body and forgetting what you are in yourself and you're trying to operate from this mind, that's when you start tripping over your own feet in the action and whatever it is you're trying to perform. Because you're not necessarily whole and open, you're limited.